James World, party time, excellent. Woo, 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 woo. What? What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? This is I, James, and baby girl, Courtney. RedemptionAgency.com, urban-picker.com. 24 years selling full-time on eBay. Karate chop. I'm back, and I'm better than ever. Man, I'm only 48 hours into my meds, and let me tell you, I've been living in a fog for 8 years. Oh, I'm feeling so much better. So we're going to go over, I want to go over last week's numbers. I want to see what I did last week, kind of see what we're doing this week so far. It feels like the same this week. I don't feel like I'm really getting anywhere, which kind of sucks because I keep building my store so big. Can you tell I got more energy? God, I'm going to get into this first because I am feeling like night and day. Now, I can't go like this all day right now. Last night I had to shut myself down early because I didn't want to wear myself down since I'm fighting this infection. So probably I'm going to start like 12 years ago. 12 years ago is when my sinuses really started getting out of control. And I go to my normal doctor and my ears are ringing. And I know it's because of my sinuses, because when I'm feeling good, it's way down. And when I feel the sinus is bad, it's way up. So I know it's at least sinuses driven. And he's just like, oh, tendonitis, nothing we can do. Right? A few years later, I go back because my sinuses are really bad. It's just built up and I just kept dealing with them. And he's basically like, sinuses, nothing we can do. I mean, that was his whole attitude. Take the red pill, take the blue pill, take the Flonase. Yeah, I do all that several times a day and it ain't doing a damn thing. So I haven't been to the doctor in 8 years because as sinuses, there's nothing you can do. And I just didn't want to go back to him because he just blew me off. And so I've lived with smelling sinus infection for 8 years. Knowing that my head's not right and just accepting it. And I'm done accepting it. I'm tired of accepting it. And it got to the point where I couldn't accept it no more. Because the other day, so if you remember, probably for the last couple of months, I've told you about this pain in the back of my head when I lay down, and it's just it's not one of my migraines, but it's pretty damn close, and it goes a hell of a lot longer than my migraines. Sometimes it went 12 hours with just pain, and it wouldn't just be here; it would engulf my whole head. And I was just living with it. Yes, I do neti pot. I do a saline can spray. I mean, I've done it all. I do it all daily. And nothing was ever working. Nothing ever made me feel better. Do the hot baths. And then, so then 2 days ago, well, like last week or something, I had some blood coming out of my ear. And then I had those pains. I remember it was on video when it started happening. I had the pains, shooting pains in the ear. And then woke up a couple of days ago with that pain, and it just felt different. And I'm just like, I gotta do something. I can't do this anymore. And the smell of infection has been more consistent in the last couple of months than it has been prior. So I'm like, all right, what I've always felt I have a sinus infection 24/7. But now it just felt ramped up. And I'm like, all right, I got to go. And instead of going to my doctor, I'm just like, I'm going to urgent care. Get somebody else who will listen to me. And, I know it's just going to be a nurse practitioner, not really a doctor. But at least she'll take the signs I'm saying and maybe, piece it together. So she's like, yeah, it's probably a sinus infection. Blah, blah, blah. So she gave me these big old horse pills, 10 days worth. I think Jan said those are some powerful antibiotics. I think that's what she said. So I'm glad they gave me something good. But I'm not going to accept it no more. I'm if in a month from now I'm starting to feel that way, just starting to, if I'm not feeling this way in a month and I'm just miserable again, I gotta probably go back to my primary doctor, but I'm gonna be more stern with them, and I'm just gonna look. This is what worked before. If you can't do it, I'm just kicking your ass out the door, and I'm going to fucking urgent care, because I'm not living like that anymore. I'm tired of just accepting the fact that sinuses make me miserable, and this is. I always fear one thing when I go to the doctor, and because I've been treated as such before. You're just a medicine seeker. Like, I rarely ever go to the freaking doctor, and I just feel like that they have that judgmental feel. The last couple of doctors I had, especially this old guy who's my primary, I'm not a fan of him because he just blows stuff off. But yeah, so, but I got drainage, which is good. It's not pressured in the head, so I'm feeling a whole lot better, and even just something as simple as driving to the post office, I felt sharper. Like, I felt more in tune with what was going on around me, cars and stuff like that. Like, I didn't realize what a distraction just being miserable every day was. And yesterday I got more done in a day than I normally do, because I think that's just being miserable is just part of the distraction of, I would eat more to try to make myself feel better. Just the whole, I think it just affects everything. So I would eat and eat and eat and snack just to make myself feel better, try to make myself feel better. I was afraid of laying down because it only got worse. So I wasn't getting much sleep at night, between Pee-wee and then getting up to take some sinus meds in the middle of the night, just trying to sleep better. I mean, everything across the board was just pulling me down. And I'm so glad I feel better. I'm starting to feel better. So I did notice about 7 o'clock last night, I started feeling down. My head pressure was coming back, things like that. So I jumped in the bathtub, took the hot bath. Jan's got this like steamer thing you put over your mouth and breathe in hot steam and stuff. So I use that. And, so I'm 48 hours, 4 pills into my antibiotics for 10 days. So 2 a day. So I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm getting a lot more done, thinking clearer, just the whole 9 yards. And I feel kind of stupid just for accepting it. But that's the way the freaking doctor made me feel. Like I just had to accept it. And that's what I did, unfortunately. But I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm done doing that. Like I said, I'll go once a month to get fucking antibiotics if I have to. I'm not accepting it no more. I don't even know if you can have antibiotics once a month, but I'm going to do something because I'm not being miserable every day of my life again. Just not going to do it. Not going to do it. All right, moving on. YouTube. So I started a new channel. I wasn't going to tell people, that I went ahead and started telling, because who cares? I can't hide stuff. I don't like hiding stuff. It's just, so I made a new channel, and let me get the exact words, is that I questioned myself yesterday. I was like, what? Is that the exact word for word? Because I said it 2 different ways. I'm like, which one is it? I already forgot. So I made a new channel called Life's Too Short for Pants. There's always seems to be this running joke when I'm on some live streams, when I'm in the comments, asking me if I'm wearing pants today, and why do you need pants for? So I'm always so I'm like, that'd be a perfect little title for a YouTube channel. Ooh, got another subscriber overnight. Yay. So Life's Too Short I don't need to see the video. I just want to go to my store. Don't get me demonetized, Black Sabbath. All right. Ozzy's funeral procession thing is today. All right. Life's Too Short for Pants. Got 13 subscribers so far. And this is going to be the bird videos. It's going to be puppy videos. And it's basically going to be motivation, inspiration, and nature, basically. And jokes, bad jokes, stupid videos. Because life's too short. Have fun. What matters? What matters in life? You know what matters? Nature matters. You know what matters? Puppies matter. Animals matter. Laughing, happy matters. That's the way I've always lived my life. I've always respected every type of living creature. Like I said before, I'll step over an ant if I see ants. I will step over and I'll walk around them. I see bugs, I walk around, step over. I respect all life whatsoever. I am a meat eater, but you know what? I got to survive first. But I mean, if an ant wants to walk up on me and throw fists, you know, I'm going to throw fists, you know. And the ant's going down. Maybe. He can get an upper hand on me. Those red ants or those army ants or whatever, they're pretty tough. So they may have me, but I'm going down swinging. But and nature, I love hiking. I haven't hiked in so many freaking years. It's unbelievable. Mainly because that's another thing about, I don't even want to go outside because I know I'm going to feel more miserable when I get home. Because of the freaking head. I'm tired of living like that. And you know, laughing. It sounded like she farted when she got up. One thing that was asked to me, I've asked that several times. When I was young and they asked me what I want to be when I grow up, my main answer was happy. I want to be happy. I don't care what I'm doing. I want to be happy doing it. So that's what this channel is going to be all about. So any puppy videos, but then I'm using Chat GPT. I'm using AI. I haven't used AI to create an actual video yet, but I've used AI to do a script. So I got a couple of videos on there with just stupid bad joke type of thing. Just playing with the idea to see what it can morph into, and where AI wrote the script for me. And then I took the fact that so many people over the years here always said they liked the sound of my voice, so I kind of just do a talking kind of, well, on one of them, on the one Pee Wee video, I do more of a, I don't want to say seductive, but like a low tone voice. And then on the breaking news ones, I do more of a news reporter style tone of voice and stuff. So I'm trying to play with my tone of voices on there too, to utilize that, since I'm taking advice, or not advice, but recommendations, just taking the fact that so many people have said something about my voice. Well, there's got to be something to it. Let me explore that option and see if I can play with that and use it to my advantage on my new channel too. So it's just going to be a purely creative type of channel for me, where I don't have to worry about anything, and it's just everything that encompasses me when it comes to fun and funny. So, and then I started up my Urban Picker channel again, with just looking at the stuff that I'm listing and stuff like that. So like if you like flip videos, going through media and looking through hats, that'll be the Urban Picker channel. And then this channel will be what's sold, life updates, you know, talking shipping videos, talking numbers, talking problems with eBay, etc., talking list easier, all that stuff will be here. So you can go to the channel that you like and subscribe if you will. I would much appreciate it. The other two are not monetized yet because I'm nowhere near 1,000 people, let alone the 4,000 watch hours. So, yeah, so my money's at an all-time low on YouTube. We're like at $300 a month right now. I think, well, the last payment was $570, so right now I'm reading about $3. So, but it's not about the money for me on here. It's just about doing something I enjoy and building it from there. But yeah, so thanks to everybody who's already subscribed to the other channels. eBay. So eBay, the last couple of days, I've gone about 14 hours with like one sale, one offer coming through, especially Sunday night into Monday. We know that's their big maintenance day. But like we're at 9 a.m. this morning. I've had 2 offers since 9 p.m. last night. So 12 hours, 2 offers here. The night before, I think it was 14 hours with 1. So again, I don't have to worry about it or think about it because I've got a game plan. I can list so much in a day now that I want to, and I'm going to get a hell of a lot more now that I'm clear-headed than I was with being distracted all day, every day with just whatever to try to make myself feel better. So that's my, like, even, well, I did come down and ship last night about 10 o'clock, and shipping labels were airing out. I'm like, oh. So that was a pain in the ass. So that wasn't working last night. So offer still ain't working, and I'm still believing that checkout's not working, or the we do not send to your location thing is still an issue, because this usually is the lowest month for me, in years past, not counting COVID years, but I think I've only been averaging like $700 a day. So, but again, like I said, I'm trying not to worry about that. I'm just worried about, or I'm just building. I'm just building. And what I did yesterday, and I made a post about it, but I'll tell you just in case you don't see the community posts, because I know they're a little weird sometimes. But like yesterday, I had so much energy. I ended up shipping, before 5 o'clock, I ended up shipping about 50 items, and I listed about 200 items, all before 5 o'clock. So if you did your typical 9 to 5, that's what it felt like yesterday. I got done shipping, caught up. Excuse me. I am enjoying a frozen Coke today. At 5 o'clock, I'm like, I got 200 listed, and I'm caught up with all that's sold. Like a 9 to 5 job, I could quit right now and go home. List Easier made it feel like a 9 to 5 job for the reselling. Totally weird. It was a weird realization. I'm like, wow. So if you want List Easier, please click my affiliate link below. I only got 5 of you guys signed up through my affiliate link, and I really could use that, because it's a repetitive over month. So, if you stay for a year, I get 10%, every month. So that would be nice to build that up. That would be, I'm going to call that, if I can build that up, that's going to be Jan's retirement. That's what that's going to be for. If I can get that up to numbers that can cover her income, that would be awesome. And then she could stop working so hard. That would be awesome. Because I believe List Easier could do that. I honestly, this is, like I said, this thing's life-changing. And once you're in there, you're going to stay in there. There's no doubt about that. If you got the merchandise and you're a full-time seller, you're going to keep List Easier month after month after month for years to come. And they're going to, it's not just going to be, a lister. It's eventually going to morph into everything. We're talking cross-listing and everything. And from what Josh said the other day, don't quote me on this, and it may change in the future, little red lines, when it does, they don't believe that cross-listing should cost anything extra. And that's because he says there are no costs to do it. So that could change in the future for some reason. Who knows? All these platforms change. I'm just saying, tentatively, that's what was said. So this thing's going to morph into things more than just it's going to morph into things better than the best AI lister out there right now. So it's something to get on board with and enjoy. So I saw Josh Graff, I forget his last name, made a video, and he's been trying different ones, and it's his favorite so far. So I'm telling you, I wouldn't push something so hard if I didn't believe in it. I've been doing this 24 years, and this is on par with anything. It's on par with iPhone for me. When it came from business, I started before iPhone. I started when I was trying to figure out how to connect a Razor with a Blueberry via Bluetooth, and trying to figure out how to get on eBay with a Razor or with the Palm Pilot connected to the internet on the Razor. Like, I was trying to figure that out before the iPhone. So when the iPhone came out, it was a game changer for me. I'm like, awesome. I can look stuff up now. I don't just have to take chances and take a loss. I can look stuff up now. That's what this is. This is the iPhone of 2025. And that is no, I'm not upplaying that just because I got an affiliate link. So that was a thank you for all the help I've put in with all the working with the List Easier before it was released, and testing it, and pulling out anything that I saw problems, or giving any advice to make it a quick, a more efficient or whatever. So the affiliate link was like a thank you for that. So I've been, since it's been kind of released to some of you guys, I've been getting lots of thank yous for turning you guys on to it. So in return, please use my affiliate link. That would be awesome. Do it for Jan. Do it for Jan. I want to play on your sensitive side. Do it for Jan. Because if I can get that up to start replacing her income, and I'm going to make her slow down. Of course, I can't make her, but I think she wants to slow down. So she's what, 62? Been going since she was 15 years old. It's time for me to put her to work. Get some use out of her. All right. And anyone who says I should stop shilling for List Easier, you're just jealous you're going to get left behind. That's all. No, but for real though, like, if you don't use an AI lister, I mean, say this is the distance between you and I, and then you decide not to use a lister, this is going to be the distance between you and I. And it's just going to keep going like that. You're not going to be able to keep up with me. And the thing is, it's not just me. The text is on there. I can't see it. I think Scott, at one point yesterday, midday, not even at the end of the day, Scott, Bearded Picker, said he listed 141 items. Scott, Bearded Picker. Yes, him. 141 items yesterday. So if he can do what I can do in a day, just think what you can do in a day. So this is leveling the playing field when it comes to people who tried to keep up with me. Now you can keep up with me if you have the merchandise. And I've got questions. Well, are you worried about that? No, because I've got the merchandise. I've got 5 storage lockers full of paid off material, paid off merchandise. I can go all day, every day, and not worry about where the items are coming from. So I have that on my side. So I'm even more thankful now that I've built the business the way I built it, because I didn't know 15, 20 years ago, buying out all these businesses, buying by bulk, was going to one day have a system that was so automated that I could list 500, 600, 700 items in one day. 1,000 items if I know it's not in my store and I know the pricing point. It's no problem for to list 1,000 in a day. But I'm more thankful than ever on my decisions to do what I did and how I built it. And I still cannot believe that I always felt like things would work out for me in life. Like, I worried about it, but I always felt like somebody was watching out for me with everything. Like, I always had these little things throughout life. I knew to learn to what to watch for and think ahead and stuff like that, but I always felt like somebody was watching out for me. Who would know that making a decision to do the way I did to create this is a little pat on my own back. I don't do that very often, but I'm trying to start doing that more often. That the decisions I made were going to be so beautiful in 2025. That decision was going to be the highest decision or the best decision I've made in the business in 2025, dealing with years of building up that debt, buying all that stuff, $160,000 in debt, and just building it, not caring about the debt. It did lead to several arguments with Jan. Didn't understand what I was doing, but obviously, I mean, I don't blame her, but when I look back today, that was one of the best decisions I've ever made. And who would have thought? And it kind of plays into the whole feel of you got to go big. You got to take risks to do anything successful. That was my biggest risk. My biggest thing I ever did in this business. Accumulate $160,000 in debt buying merchandise. And now today it's paid off and I can list it like there's no tomorrow. Who would have thought? So, big thank you again to Josh, Dave, and Travis. List easier. Because it's my iPhone of 2025. Alrighty. Let's look at some numbers because I'm curious. I'll say. I don't have anything to ship. I shipped last night at 10 o'clock and then we had really nothing, no sales overnight. So there's been a few this morning, so we'll see where I'm at this morning. But like today on the clothing store, I'm at $52. On the media store, I am at $102. So $150 at $9.20. Let's look at sales last week, and then I want to look at sales on the first 2 days of this week so far to see where I'm at. Alrighty, so we're in 21st through the 27th. Let's see if I had any international website sales. 314, so about $85 on the international websites last week. And I think I was down a little bit last week. I did in in the clothing store have the second to the lowest day in the last 60 days. So I've had 3 of the lowest days in the last 60 days within the past week and a half. So what the hell's going on there? I have no clue. But it's getting old. I can say that. As much as I'm building up my store, it is getting old, the fact that my numbers are not growing at the rate that I want them to. And the last 2 weeks, there's been so many setbacks, it seems like, on eBay that my numbers are going backwards. And it's kind of disheartening. My store's probably about 4,000 items growth in the last would be month and a half, month and 20 days. month and something like that. Anyway, but I'm just trying to say it's July. It's usually my slowest month of the year. If I'm not seeing nothing going into fourth quarter where my sales are like flying high, then that's pretty fucked up if you ask me. And then that will be the icing on the cake when it comes to the cherry on top when it comes to eBay's controlling this shit. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. eBay's controlling this shit. If my numbers are, if I'm not doing $1,000 plus by, say, October, with the way I'm growing the store, going into fourth quarter, then, you know what? eBay's controlling this crap. I'm going to check my percentage too, because today's the 30th, so one more day, all my stuff's going to end, and I'm going to reprogram my store in a different way to see how next month turns out, because I got to start finding a way to give eBay less money, because they're taking more and more and more every month. So that's got to stop. So if that means cutting back promotions and stuff and I get less sales, guess what? If I'm not the only one doing it, eBay's going to notice and their numbers are going to go down. So if I'm making my numbers go down because eBay's trying to make their numbers go up, and then 10,000, 100,000 sellers do the same thing I am because they pay attention to their numbers, so they go backwards, guess what? eBay is going to eventually start going backwards too. So that's the only way eBay is going to start seeing the errors of their ways, because all they're worried about right now is filling the pocketbooks of the people of BlackRock. Let's just say that. They're just worried about filling the pockets of BlackRock. They're not worried about us sellers and our small business. So I think it's going to take cutting the head off the snake of eBay before anything's really going to change. And hopefully the next person will be somebody who understands eBay. If they haven't sold on eBay, at least somebody who at least understands eBay, because it's going into a sink position. But then let me play devil's advocate. Something like the AI listers, it's going to level the playing field, which may just keep eBay going, ooh, maybe we can take a little more because people are listing more. That could be it too. So I try to look at everything from two sides. Dagnabbit, I don't have my other phone to do my calci. Oh, I can pull it up on my computer. I always forget there's a calculator on the computer. On my slow ass computer. All right, so in the media still, $3,403, down 4.7%. So we're down another 5%. I don't like that. My net sales are down 6.8%. I definitely don't like that. The fact that it's higher, and that's probably because of the price increase in postage. But a lot of my postage went down, at least for this past increase. 301 items sold, 218 buyers. The percentage is, holy shit, are you kidding me? 54%. No, that is going to change. It is going to change. It's never been that high. And I'm not playing that game no more. That is stupid. No. You know what? I may just end everything today and just ride out the next day with nothing on, no sales, no promotions at all. Because this is ridiculous. Wow. Top 5 items. Number 5. Wrestling souvenirs. $109. Those are going to be the Hulk Hogan posters. back when Kmart went out of business, when the one here in Bridgeton closed, I was up there buying toys and stuff. And I bought the box and all the posters of Hulk Hogan and put them in storage. Because I was like, one day he's going to pass away. And people are going to want these posters. So they've been in storage. I listed them a couple months ago. As you know, Hogan died not too long ago. And now I've got $109 in sales. I did not go in and increase the price on them. 2 months ago when I listed them, I put them at $20 plus my 20% off. I do not believe in increasing the prices on death. If it's not listed, I'm going to put it for what it's selling for. But I don't believe in going in and increasing what I already have listed. That's not my thing. Number 4, DVDs and Blu-rays, $219. Man, my throat today is just feeling weird. Could be all that stuff going down it. Number 3, vinyl records, $488. So sports wrestling's up, obviously 100%. DVDs are up 18%. Vinyl records are up 64%. Number 2 is cassettes, $540, down 17%. And music CDs, number 1, $1,650, down 7.3%. So my top 2 items that I've been listing the crap out of are going down, yet everything else is going up. What? What? Huh? What? Huh? Huh? What? Huh? This is why I stopped trying to figure eBay out and how they're controlling methods out, just because the stuff on eBay makes no damn sense. All right, 3403. 3403 point plus. All right, onward. Excuse me, gosh. Again, yeah, the kind of way I'm trying to look at it is, and I'm probably setting myself up for disappointment, but July is my slowest month of the year, so next month I should do awesome numbers. I should have $800 to $900 average every day. But James, you had that last month, $800. Why are you down to $700? Because it's my slowest month of the year normally in the past 24 years, not counting COVID. Okay, so next month will be $800 to $900. So that's what's keeping me going right now, blaming it on the slowest month of the year for me. So that is the one of probably the major factor. So we'll see. So that's why I'm trying not to judge June and July per se, and compare them with, I'm listing more. Why ain't my sales growing up? Now, like I said, if I'm in fourth quarter and that's not working, then something is amiss. So I'm not judging until then. So, but that gives me plenty of time to keep powering this stuff up, so that if I am right in my hopes, I just had a bunch of items sell. In my hopes, then I will have $1,000 plus days in the fourth quarter. So we shall see. We shall see. Come back and find out. All right, so my clothing store, $1,954, down 2.2%. So we're down. Last week was down. This week is down. Again, slowest month, not counting COVID, in the last 24 years. Net sales down 11%. What is my percentage over here? 51. So I think what I'm going to do is, well, let me go through this and then I'll tell you my game plan on what I'm going to do next month. Top 5 items over here. We got men's jeans coming in at number 5 at $64, up 100%. Business and industrial, my little wheels that came with the plastic drawer totes, they've been selling like crazy. That's one of the replenishable type of listings. So when you sell them, they kind of stay at the top of eBay. I think mine's at the top of eBay right now because they're just rolling out of here. $64, up 16%. So that's number 4. Number 3 is NCAA items at $81. That's down 26%. Number 2, men's t-shirts, $149. That's up 28%. And number 1, men's hats at $931, up 84%. Last week, men's hats took a real big hit. So we're coming back up near that $1,000 point this week. So I'm going to start definitely pounding out more hats this week with List Easier. Because that's one thing that when it comes to the listing part, I don't even check. If there's something that I know I have multiples of, I'll check. But I don't really check because they could be in a different condition. You know, they're pre-owned hats, right? So technically they're not going to look the same. So I just kind of go with it. So then I don't have to check anything. It's just take the pictures, put them in, upload, done. So let's see, 1954 on my calculator. 1954 point equals $5,357 divided by 7 is $765. So at least I'm still over 700 and on the higher end of it. So I'm happy about that. I'm not happy about the percentage. So that means a little bit less is going into my account. Yeah, 3% less. But so what I'm going to do next, these are my steps next month. So what I decided to start doing is, I've got 2 different things I'm doing. I'll go through them both because I've been playing with process and procedures with List Easier. But, so I'll try to remember to go back to that. I just started that yesterday and I kind of like the way it's set up. So I'm going to play with that the rest of the week and see if it's something I'm going to stick with or not. So my sales end, I'm still got the buy to get to. I'm leaving that turned on. I'm still going to do the 20% off, but I'm going to unclick the box that says add new items so that when new items are uploaded, they don't go on sale. And then when the end of the month comes, then I start the sales again. Then those will be added to the sale where new stuff that month will not be added. So I'm going to throw that one in because I have noticed, since I'm listing more items, I have noticed more sales as soon as I list something before the sale even gets on. So at my full asking price. So I might as well push that out a little bit longer. Promotion percentage. So right now I do 13% and have done 13% across the board for a very long time, yet my costs keep increasing. So that means I've got to decrease. That's my only option at the rate I'm going with the stuff I sell. So again, when I list new stuff, I'm not putting it on sale. I mean, I'm not putting it in promoted. So I think there's a box to unclick for that. I think, is there? I think so. So I don't want them to go unpromoted for the first month. And then I'm going to drop my promoted percentage. So instead of doing 13 across the board, I'm going to do $2 through, probably just include all my buy two, get two stuff. So $2, or my low dollar stuff. So $2 through $6. I'm probably going to knock it down in half. So we'll probably do like 7%-ish. So I'm going to knock that in half. And then I think I'm going to take my 13 down to 12, if not 11. And I'll play with those, like I'll go maybe half the month at 1, Maybe I'll go down to 11 and then go half the month and then go up to 12 for the second half of the month and see what happens. Anyway, I hope those changes will bring my costs back down below the 50%. I've been raising my prices on the stuff I've been listing, on the hats and the clothing, by $1. Because I've noticed some of my hats are selling at $13.99 at my new price straight away too. So hopefully with all those changes, I will get my percentage back down to under 50%. So that's going to be the changes. We'll see how it plays out, obviously, with the numbers. But also, I got to remember I did that. So if my numbers are start to dropping in August, I got to remind myself, check your net, check your net, check your net. If I check the net sales and they're going up, then that's what I need to focus on. So that's the change I'm going to do there. The process I'm going to work on now with List Easier is I've done all these different processes, right? I've done, when I list, I fill up a box, then I come down on Saturdays and I find a homes for them. That got old, but I think that's a necessary evil because it helps me organize too. It helps me go through stuff to find out if it's listed anymore. It's a necessary evil. I have time for it now. So do it, James. Okay, so that was the first thing. I tried just coming down and writing down, okay, drawer 5 needs 10 CDs. Drawer 11 needs 8 cassettes. Which worked good. It worked fine. But I found myself kind of, and it could have been my head too. I haven't had a clear head. So I got to throw that into the factor because it's night and day of how I've been thinking the last 2 days compared to the last 2 years. So what I decided to do, instead of putting them in different size boxes, I'm coming up with a set of 4 different size containers. So I've got the long yellow bins. I don't know if you guys ever seen them, but they're like the industrial type of bins that people put nuts and screws and stuff in them. Those yellow ones, they come in different colors, but yellow is, I think, one of the most popular ones. So I've got those. I'm going to use those for media. CDs, cassettes, DVDs, video games, things that'll fit in them. They'll fit about 25 DVDs, probably like 30 CDs, probably 45 cassettes. So that's what will fit in one of those. Then I've got the banker boxes, which are my K boxes. The SKU is a K, but those are going to be for my hats and my clothing and smaller stuff like that, mugs, whatever will fit in those, shoes, coats, things like that. Then I've got all those Coca-Cola crates. So I'm going to use those as my third one. And I threw that in for just, I don't even know if I need that one, honestly. I'll try to do without that one and just maybe use the K boxes for everything else that I was thinking about putting into the Coca-Cola crates. And then if I need to add the Coca-Cola crate, I will, because I got plenty of those. And then I got to find a small type of container, or maybe just a small type of box. Use one of these, some of these, for my smalls, Hot Wheels, action figures, things like that, so they don't get lost in a big box, right? So my goal, I think, is to, when I list items, the container I put them in holds 30-ish in each container. That will make it better for me when I'm down here finding homes for them. I won't feel like I'm spending so much time on one container, which will mentally be like, ooh, I'm getting through this stuff, woo, right? But like on the media, I'm taking advantage of on List Easier. You can put in your SKU location, which I always use just a solid SKU location, but they also have incremental climb. So I know a lot of people who especially do clothing put individual numbers on each item. Something I think would slow you down if you're trying to grow huge, but a lot of people like that system. And I don't know, maybe I'm just jealous because I can't use that system because all my stuff is different sizes. Who knows? But I'm using that increment number to make pulling faster for temp items. So say this was a temp box, and I can put 30 CDs in there, and say they go back to front or front to back. So if it says, you know, my number's going to be Y. So say it's in Y1, one of my yellow long crates. Y1 through 25 will be the DVDs. So if it says, you know, if I look at an item that's sold and it says Y1-15, I know it's going to be right near the middle of that crate. So I don't have to flip through the whole crate. If it's Y1, I know it's going to be the very back one. So I can start from the back and, oh, there it is. So I'll make it quicker to pull the temp stuff. And it will also make it quicker when I go to file, put the new stuff away on my Saturdays. Because before, I'm sitting here with a box. And I'm like, okay, this one is, here's that one. Okay, this one is, here's that one. Where'd that one go? I know it's in here. Where'd that one go? There it is. Click. So slow process. Well, now I can put them in order. Another change I made is instead of sending them to the, like straight to my, like CDs into my CD folder, I'm just sending them all to other. Everything I list that week's just going in other. Then I can go into other and click the SKU location, and like all my Y1s will be in order. So Y1, click, you know, I just click them. I can click them all. Y1 through, okay, there's 20 left in here because 5 sold. Click those 20. I know those 20. You know what I mean? So everything's in order. I don't have to search for it. It's all like a lot quicker. So it's going to make pulling out of the temp boxes quicker, and it's going to be making filing the temp boxes into their permanent home quicker. So that's the process I'm going to work on the rest of this week. I like that thought. I like just having a uniform method of doing it, uniform boxes, because I was doing I started out with uniform boxes, then I was throwing in other sizes just to see, and I'm like, let's just stick with uniform, but instead of doing the boxes, let's do the front to backs, one row with them numbered, quick and easy. Cassettes will be 2 rows, but still 1 through 20, 21 through 40. When one sells, I know about where it's going to be. So that's what I'm going with this week, and I like it. So, you know me, I'm always trying to find that way of streamlining everything to make everything quicker and more efficient, but still do as many as I want. So, and what I liked about it yesterday is when I was listing, like I looked on my shelf and I had say 10 video games. I had a couple of VHS tapes, and I had some DVDs. And instead of saying, oh, I'm just leaving those there until I get enough to fill something, I'm just like, no, grab the 2. I can put them in this one tote. Just do 2 real quick on List Easier. Okay, let's grab that 10 video games. Let's do them. Put them in the same tote. Sequential numbers. I wish I had the one in front of me, because like when I was doing it like that, I'd say I did the 2 VHS tapes, and then I put a Post-it on them sticking out that said 2. So it reminded me that when I go to do these video games, I start at 3. So Y13. It would be Y1-003 is the way I did it. So then it would go up with those 10 video games. So it'd be 103 through 113 or whatever, 112. I'd take a Post-it note, put the lasting number on that, the end number on that end item, so that when I go to fill the rest with DVDs, I know what number to start at. It made it real quick to go through 3 different types of media and just throw them in one case, nicely organized. If one sells, I know exactly where it's going to be. very convenient, and I'm curious to see how it'll play out Saturday when I come down to file it all, see if it plays out as well as I think it's going to in my head. So that's my procedures I'm trying this week. So. And then I haven't tried it with bigger stuff yet in my banker boxes, hats, clothing. I'm picturing it's going to be about the same. Well, I've only got 4 t-shirts. It's not enough to pack a box, but let's go ahead and do those 4 t-shirts, put them here. Okay. And I don't think I really need to put those in sequential numbers. I don't think it's going to matter on them. Because I'm not going to have like a whole big box full, right? It's just a few. Whereas DVDs or CDs, there's more in the box than, might be able to fit 15 clothing items in a banker box instead of 30 in the other boxes. So wouldn't take too long to find it anyway, so I don't have to number those. So, and then I got to keep telling myself, it don't matter if the box is not full. If you got half clothes and just a few coffee mugs in there, you don't have to top off the whole box. Just throw it aside and get a new box. Let's go. So I got to, because if I get myself into all these roadblocks by overthinking things. And if I sit there and go, okay, I've got to top off this box. What will fit in it? Oh wait, the dogs need to go out, right? So it's like, no, put the box aside, grab another box. Let's grab some other stuff and let's go. So the more I can keep myself in that routine and not think, the better off I am. And I'm going to end it on this. 2 of the best things about List Easier is you get your time back. Like I said, it made feeling like turning a reselling job into a 9-to-5 if you wanted it. But the other one is, I just freaking lost where I was going. Holy crap. James, you just ruined the ending. You just destroyed the ending of this video because you lost your train of thought. Wow. That was supposed to be a big firework ending. Dang, and I ruined it with a secondary thought. Dang. Holy crap. And I can't rewind to look at it, then I have to paste it all together. Where were you going, James? Where were you going? All right, it's killing me. I got to stop and watch this and paste it together. Take 2. Take 2. That's what it was. The brain power. The second one is one of the best things about List Easier is the fact that it takes the brain power out of listing, which can fatigue some people, which can distract some people, which can take the most time, is those just using the brain power to fill in all those item specifics, to create that perfect title. It takes all that out of it and just makes it so easy to flow all day long and make it feel effortless. That was worth me watching the video for, because that is one of the biggest points with this List Easier and the AI listing is you feel so much better at the end of the day because you got so much done and it took so little effort to do it. Like I said, at the beginning, I was feeling guilty. And then I had to remind myself, James, you listed 300 items today. You don't have to feel guilty by doing something at 5 o'clock that's not resale relating. You listed 300 items. Just do whatever the hell you want to do. It takes the brain power out of it. And I love that about it. All right. That and the time. Can't get time back, right? So, all right. Thanks, everybody. And I will see you all in the next video later.